Electric vehicle sales in China, they've just broken new records. Again, they've hit around 50% in the month of June, which is obviously a new record. Now, guys, China is predicting some insane things this year. And what this means in the context of global vehicle production is that actually EV sales are not slowing down. I know the media want you to believe that. They want you to believe that Americans apparently are having buyer's remorse, and 50% of them want to get rid of their EV and go back to gasoline, which is completely made up lies. But anyhow, this is quite interesting. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. It's great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Now, China. This year, China will sell more than 10 million NEVs, or new energy vehicles. So a combination of EVs and plug-in hybrids. Of course, plug-in hybrids, not fully electric. Well, they are. You can drive them as an EV only for many of them more than 100 kilometers. So most people in China, that's what they do because it saves them money. And also it just makes sense. This year though, China will break a record. And this number is actually pretty staggering because if you think about it, we're probably on track to sell around 75 million cars, 70 to 75 million cars in total this year worldwide. That means that about one in every seven cars sold worldwide will be an EV sold in China. What's it going to be when next year China hits 15 million? It's going to happen pretty quickly. A former top government official says that China's EV production will surpass the 10 million unit mark this year. China's EV production is expected to obviously continue breaking records. And this figure of 10 million could even be conservative. Now, the Chinese government is known to be conservative on its predictions in terms of numbers. So there's a very good chance that these numbers will actually be even higher than this. With the rapid development of vehicles in China, EVs in China, more and more people are just saying, why would I buy some ancient Nissan Sylphy or Volkswagen Jetta? Vehicles like that used to sell really well in the country, they're not anymore. In 2022, China's EV production was 6.6 million. That was an increase of 102% from 2021. CNF Post says that EV production was 5.1 million in 2022, EVs alone. That was an increase of 87% year on year. In 2023, China's EV production reached 8.9 million. A slower growth rate, but still growth nonetheless of 34%. Now, in the first 5 months of this year, China's EV production amounted to 3.6 million, but the majority of China's car sales actually come in the second half of the year. So the reality is China is on track to absolutely annihilate its record of last year selling nearly 9 million vehicles. 10 million is certain, 11 million is possible. It's actually very possible that by the time we get to 2026, we're going to be looking at around 15 million EV sales, maybe even more than that, in China every year alone. Now, China's automotive market is the most important in the world because nearly one in three cars sold worldwide. In fact, not nearly, around about 1 in 3 is sold in China. China's car market is around 25, 26 million. The global car market's around 75 million. This gives you a good idea of just how important China's vehicles are. And China is, even though, yes, I mean, taxes have been put on China's cars in Europe, although some of those taxes have been reduced a little bit, even though that's happened, the truth is that China is still selling huge numbers of cars in many other countries: Russia, Brazil, Mexico, Australia, Thailand, the list goes on. And China now is kind of pivoting a little bit to target all those places. However, keep in mind as well, BYD are building a factory in Mexico. So what do you think they're planning on doing there? I mean, BYD are building a factory in Europe as well. So a lot of these Chinese manufacturers are going to build factories in Europe. Essentially, to be honest, by 2040, I believe most of the world will be driving EVs made in China. That's where things are heading. And the biggest reason for that is the immense amount of money, or more than $500 billion has been invested into EVs over the last 10 years in China. That's a huge amount of money. And the payoff is these EVs are, well, they're the best in the world. The technology is incredible. Lucid CEO's claims they're a bit ridiculous. They're a bit silly. Lucid don't have the best battery packs in the world. Lucid don't actually have the best battery technology in the world. It's probably news to a lot of people, but it's actually, not the case. Unfortunately for Lucid, the best technology when it comes to EVs is primarily now located in China. Thanks for watching.